It's Spider-Man Day, but what we're going to talk about today is our building plans because we're off on Tuesday to go see the engineer in Cebu. We'll be flying out of Clark to Cebu directly, go see the lawyer while we're there, and then go see the engineer. So stay tuned because I'm going to show you some design stuff, and we're going to go from there. Okay, so what's up with our design? Well, our design is going to be pretty simple. And I think the what needs to be taken into account is the lifestyle that's lived here. The Philippines is not like, say, Thailand if you lived up in Chiang Mai, where you're quite a ways inland. So here we've always got some form of little ocean breeze happening, etc., etc. And as you know from our previous videos, they get their damn typhoons. But I went back and I looked at how often, say, does it hit Cebu City direct on where it would have this kind of catastrophic disaster. And it's multiple decades. Sure, they're going to get some sidebar wind off of a typhoon that may skirt to the north or the south. But it just doesn't happen where the city itself gets pounded. So we can extrapolate from that the likelihood of a typhoon going straight over San Remigio is going to be far less. And of course, from a country standpoint, less dramatic as far as the disaster goes. So, but let's get into our design here and a little philosophy behind it. I live a lot outdoors. I believe that we are missing a major component in our health, and one of them is being outside. The air may be polluted outside, let's say, but your indoor pollution, I think, is dramatically higher. You've got so many synthetics, etc., especially in Western countries with things like carpet and VOCs coming off of various things, etc. But anyway, putting all of that aside, outdoors is what is done here a lot. I do feel that this is why some of the disease models don't necessarily reflect in the Philippines as they do other places, though air conditioning is becoming a problem. Many diseases that used to be considered northern diseases are now showing up in tropical environments. One of the ones that I was tracking was Parkinson's because my dad had Parkinson's, and so I noticed that with the amplification of indoor living here because of air conditioning, it seems Parkinson's is on the rise. Now, other factors include food. Oops, John just woke up. Okay, so let's get back to it. So our design is premised on more outdoor living. So I know I've had a few comments from people about building a 50 square meter, roughly 500 square meter house. We've already done this once before. We built a tiny home, also known as a park model, which was 501 square feet. And in that, my critical thing is to make sure two bathrooms are in our place. The joke has become Lynn's second office is the bathroom. So anyway, we are going to put a powder room in that will have a laundry machine. We will not be putting in any form of dryer built into the machine or separate. That's what the tropical air is for. We're just going to dry it outside. And the efficiencies are just not there on these combination units. Obviously, you don't want to put any form of heat inside a house, so you wouldn't be adding say a Western dryer with that huge heat vent bellowing out to the outside. So we're going to build this 50 square meter house. It's going to have one bedroom. It's going to have a TV room that somebody could modify, I guess, into a second bedroom if they wanted to. Definitely be a child's room. It wouldn't be an adult room. The living room will be a moderate size, but then comes the decks. So we will have a good sized deck out the front where the view is, and out the back for, you know, that northern exposure with little sunlight, etc. Will be on the back side. You know, for those times you just got to be cooler. We are going to wire this home with Western wiring, no individual conductor. It will be jacketed together. So here it's 200 volts, so 200 volt plus your neutral, so line and neutral, and then your ground will be going to everything. Something they don't do here, and they don't take into account the magnetic fields, which in Western countries we do feel is an issue, that it's a health issue that should be taken into account. Here, the single conductor system, granted it's in concrete, but whenever I've done tests, you can follow exactly where the wire goes, because all you have to do is follow it with the magnetic field. So anyway, what else are we going to do with this house? We'll have one central fan, and won't have a fan in the bedroom. Both Lynn and I find that fans dry our eyes out at night. The air conditioning will be in the walk-in closet, not directly in the bedroom, again for the same reason. We will put the air conditioner so it will cool the room but not blow on us. What else have we got going on? Well, we've got Floor and the dog's starting to talk. What else have we got? We'll have two air conditioners, one for the bedroom, one for the main part of the house. The living room kitchen will have a fan in it, overhead ceiling fan, and we will put a fan outside on both areas, the western view. That deck, western view, will have a wall, so that southern light is not coming across that deck. So we'll get more hours on that deck. Lots of opportunity to be in the direct sun if I want to. What else can I say here? Oh yeah, one of the rules and regulations here is that you have to build a washroom on site before your construction starts. Portable things don't really exist here. You know, in Western you might get a porta-can or porta-john, whatever you might want to call it, brought in. This, they won't allow it. You have to build your septic tank first, which is kind of weird. They won't supply you with your water until you get the septic tank in, because they need a washroom on site. You see the circle, but we still need to cut steel to put the septic tank in. It's going to be a good size one. I want, if we decide to put in a cottage or anything like that, I want a access to be able to tie into that septic tank. Oh yeah, and because we've decided this washroom is required, friends of ours in San Remigio, Marilou and Uli, they bought about a 500 square meter lot, and what they did was they just built a full washroom, including a shower, over top of their septic tank. That allowed them to run the septic tank vent up with some height, and we're going to do the same thing. It's going to be on the outside, but up against the wall of our garage, which we will build the garage first before anything, so that we can be fully on site with the build of our house every step of the way. I've never experienced a concrete build before, so that's what I want to do. I want to be on site. Okay, so I think we're going to say here, let's stay tuned for part 2 of this video, and we'll get into some more details on electrical wiring and why I've done certain things the way that I have based on concrete construction. Okay, stay tuned.